Hello, it's Miss Gina, and you have caught me. I'm about to play with fire, but not in a bad way. I'm going to light this candle, and we're going to witness a science experiment. And I had asked some questions about a science experiment to see what your thoughts were about why it worked, how it worked, what was going on. So the point of this new effort is to show you from beginning to end and tell you why it works, tell you how it works, tell you the science, tell you what's going on that you can't see. Because sometimes things are happening behind the scenes that you don't see. Do you see that circular motion? Do you see my carousel spinning the birds around? I have just lit my candle. Hello, you're at Gina's Planet, and I'm Miss Gina, and I'm so glad you're here. We are conducting a science experiment. We did this some days ago, and it didn't work at first. And then I did it again, and then I'm sitting there reading, and it started to move. That's what it's supposed to do. Because, my friends, what you are witnessing is warm air. And how did I make warm air? Well, I lit a candle. And the candle's fire made heat. And that heat warmed the air. Cold air is more dense and it stays to the bottom. But warm air or heated air rises because it's less dense and it spreads out and it moves quickly. As that warm air moves upward, the force causes my turbine to spin. And that force is the basic principle behind convection. And convection has to do with warm air rising. And when that warm air rises, it's causing a pressure. And what happens when the warm air rises, the warm air is less dense and cold air is still denser than warm air, and it falls down to replace where that air had been. So it is almost like a constant loop feeding itself. Warm air rises, cold air goes down. Warm air rises, or that air gets warmed and it keeps going up and down. And as you can see, I'm not spinning this. I'm not breathing on it. I'm not blowing on it. It is the warm air pushing upon it. And that warm air and the heat from my candle has created energy. And it's a rotational energy. And I didn't pay a power bill for that. All I did was light a candle wick. And that fire and that heat. So I have created wind essentially. It's a convection heat. It is creating a wind force. And that wind keeps this moving. Because the warm air is rising, the cold air is falling, and so forth. And it applies pressure to the turbine and causes it to spin. And it spins. That is an energy that has been created. And I didn't have to plug it in. And so essentially, with the fires in California, unfortunately, that fire is so hot that it's warming the air and the cooler air is dropping. And so essentially, that fire has created an energy helping it to destroy things. So unfortunately, that's a bad thing. But in this case, it's a candle moving a beautiful carousel of birds. And the birds are being moved because the warm air is rising and the cold air is falling. Up, down, up, down. And the force is causing a rotational energy or wind. Well, not or wind. The wind is causing the movement and creating energy. So that's the same principle with the fire and the heat, warming the air, that they use to cook food. It's a process called convection. So now you know. And for those of you who like to sing, I do, you know I'm going to sing this little light of mine song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You have knowledge. You let your knowledge, your wisdom, your strange little weird you shine. And I'm Miss Gina, Gin, spells my name. And you're at Gina's Planet, and I'm so glad you're here. And we made a convection oven, and we're not getting the birds. We have made heat, and that heat has caused our air to become less dense. The warm air is rising. The cold air is falling because it's more dense, or heavy as I would say, denser, than the warm air. So they're going up and down. The warm air goes up, the cold air goes down to replace it. It creates a cycle that continues. And we found out that if I hold this perfectly straight, it doesn't spin. So anytime I get it askew, I'm going to sit down. It's getting very hot on my fingers. I think we could cook something in there. So that's how a convection oven works, was by heat rising. And that's what cooks your food without burning it. It's just that warm air cooking, and that warm air making energy, rotational energy, and making a convection process. It's very awesome. Awesome sauce. And so I wanted to do our, I don't think it was the uppercase, I think it was the lowercase. I wanted to do the lowercase letters and words, and then I was going to read Unschooled. I think we left off in chapter 6. I had another story I wanted, but unfortunately I have misplaced it. So we're going to sing a couple of songs after we do our alphabet and learn words that start with those letters of the alphabet. We're going to do lowercase. We're going to do those sounds. We're going to tell you the words and see how many you can remember next time when we do them. So we're going to get started, and I'm so glad you're here. And if you don't mind, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps me. It helps fund my mission and my cause because I care. And so, like Buzz Lightyear says on Toy Story, I'm Mrs. Nesbit. See the hat? So I'm Mrs. Gina. See the hat? And Gina is Gina. And so A says, an alligator. That's the word alligator. We write letters in a succession or a row to spell out words. And that's the word for that. And that's an alligator. That is a drawing or an illustration of an alligator. Alligator. I'm seeing it in there. I'm seeing it backward. Sorry. And that's a B. I knew B came next, but I'm seeing a mirror reverse. It makes my letters look backwards. Woo! And this is a bear. The word bear. Bear. Ball. Bus. Bus. Oops, there went my fire starter stick. And if you haven't met me, I'm always dropping things. Bus. B-U-S spells bus. Bus, Gus. Don't make no fuss, Gus. Just hop on the bus, Gus. B-U-S spells bus. Bus. And I feel it's only appropriate to sing a song about a bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. And that was bus. And this is bear, another word that starts with B. He's a brown bear. What color is he? He's a brown bear, you're right. Brown bear, brown bear, what do you see? I see children looking at me. There are children looking at you? Yes. Brown bear. He's the color brown. Brown bear. Both start with B. Letter B. C. Car starts with C. Crab starts with C. C. Crab. That was the word crab. A, B, C, D, because it looks like a B. It's reversed to me. Dog. 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 My dog is getting a snack. Dog. Because otherwise he would be trying to eat my tripod. Dog. E is for elf. Did you have an elf on your shelf? I don't have any elves on my shelf. Elf. Fish. I do have a purple fish somewhere around here. And I have a purple fish because my favorite color is purple. Fox starts with F. This is the word fox. Fox. This is a fox. G is for girl. Girl. Miss Gina starts with G. Girl. Goat. Gal. Gina spells Gina. Girl spells girl. Miss Gina is a girl. H for house. House. Horse. Horse starts with H. This is the word horse. I for ink. Ink. As in ink. Ink. J for jet. 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 Starts with J. Jet starts with J. K. K for king. That's the word king. K for king. King. In king and K sounds like the that C makes, but it's a K. Lion. 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 L is in lion, who roams in the jungle. M for monkey. That's the sound we make when we see something good and tasty. It's the beginning sound of monkey. M is for monkey. Monkey. N is for nest. Nest. That's the word nest. 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 O is for orange. It has vitamin C and it's good for you. Keep you from getting scurvy. O, orange. Pear. P. Letter P. That's the word pear. P is for pear. Q as in quail. quail, quail. R as in raccoon, raccoon. My puppy dog looks like a rabid raccoon when he rides the consoles in my truck. I think maybe he likes to listen to a certain song. He gives me this look and he looks like a rabid raccoon. This looks like a sweet raccoon. I learned an interesting animal fact. Did you know that possums can't get anything to make them rabid? They can't do it. Cujo can. You can tell me what that is that I'm telling you. Squirrel. S for squirrel. Squirrel. Rabies makes animals rabid. Possums, I understand, can't get rabies. Squirrel. I thought that was an interesting fact. It's a science fact. Life science. Turtle. Turtle. Totally. Am I turtly enough for the turtle club? Turtle. U for unicycle. Letter U. Lowercase u. Unicycle. U. It says its name. That's a long U. Unicycle. Let's see what a unicycle looks like. It only has one seat. And it only has one wheel. How many seats does a bicycle have? Do, 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 do. I guess it depends on what kind of bicycle it is. A regular bicycle only has one seat, two wheels. But sometimes there's tricycles and they have three wheels and one seat. But then sometimes there's a bicycle built. And a bicycle built for two, as you guessed, has two seats. Because you're so smart. Vulture. B is for vulture. 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 W is for worm. There's a diary about him. His book is really popular. Diary of a Worm. And there he is. He must have had a photo shoot. There's the worm. It's an earthworm. He helps aerate the soil. He is a good friend to have if you garden or plant flowers, or if you plant vegetables. He helps make holes that help air get into your soil. It's called aerating. It's a good thing. Xylophone. X is for xylophone. X is fox and box. X, x is the sound that it makes at the end of some words. But this is a xylophone, and it almost sounds like a Z in this word. There are all kinds of exceptions to the English language. Yak. Yak. And sometimes we say yakety yak and don't talk back. I don't think this yak talks back because he's an animal and they don't really talk. That's just in TV. But that's a yak. Yak. I don't think they yodel either. Z for zebra. 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 So let's sing a few songs. Remember we did B for bus. B for bus. And there are a lot of wheels on my bus. I have a monster truck bus. Okay, maybe it just has monster truck wheels. So, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. What color is the bus? It's yellow. What color is my dress? It's kind of blue and gold. And sometimes when we color, we make this would be blue and yellow. If you didn't have the big pack of crayons, you would have to use yellow for gold. That's right. Or blonde hair. But this is yellow. Yellow. And sometimes our light look yellow. L for light. Is it still spinning? I think our flame burned down, or I'm not holding it straight. Our flame burned down. It has to be up big, and it says not to burn it for a long time, so I blew it out to be safe. So we're going to do our ASL alphabet before I go, and we're going to read chapter 6 of Unschooled Still. So here we go. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, as in Miss Gina, G, I, N, A, spells my name, G, I, N, A. And in sign language, that's G, I, N, A. H. This is letter I. This is letter J, J. This is letter K, K. This is letter L, L. This is letter M, M. This is letter N, N. This is letter O, O. This is letter P, P. This is letter Q, Q. This is letter R, R. This is letter S, S. This is letter T, T. This is letter U, U, U. This is U. This is letter U, U. This is V, V. This is letter W, W. This is letter X, X. This is letter Y, Y. This is letter Z, Z. A says I, as in alligator. B says ba, as in ball and bus. C says ca, as in cute cat. D says da, as in dandelions. E says as in elephant. F says f, as in frog. G says g, as in my name and girl. H says ha, as in happy. Show me the face you make when you're happy. Show me the face you make when you're sad. Show me happy. Show me sad. Show me happy. Make a choice to be happy. Happy is good. And it's okay to cry sometimes if you get upset. But happiness is a choice. Happy. I says as in igloo. As in iguanas won't ever need an igloo. Unless it's made out of not ice. They like heat and warm things. J says ja, as in jack-o'-lantern, as in Jack and Jill fell down the hill and broke their crown. K, actually Jack fell down the hill and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Jack starts with J, Jill with J, and then there's Dick and Jane Jane starts with 2. K is for kettle corn. Kettle starts with K. K, L, O, as in lemon lime, as in lion. Says as in monkey masks. N says as in Nickelodeon. As in nickel. It's only worth 5 cents. Just don't take any wood nickels. O as in octopus. Ah, ah, ah. N says night, night. N says P says pa, 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 pa. Q says qua, qua. Pop, pop, pop. As in popcorn. Pop it, popping. Popcorn for a movie night with the queen. Qua, qua, qua. R says as in robot and rabid raccoons. S says as in stretching, slithering snakes to see how long they are. T says ta, ta, ta. TTFN, ta, ta for now. Thank God it's Friday. It's not Friday, but we'll be happy when it is. U, umbrella, Luckily, we don't need an umbrella today, just a big coat, because more cold weather is about to go away here, hopefully. Warm up a little. V is for the. Maybe it'll be warm by then. W is for Washington. Wa. Wooden wagon. Wooden paneled wagons. Wa. X is for X-ray and xylophone. X is in the box. Y is for yodel. Yo, old lady, who? Yodel-hoo. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yodel-hoo. Z for zebra. Z. Y look like this. And Z, you just write with your finger. Good night. That's all of the alphabet for tonight. But we are going to read chapter 6 in the book Unschooled. Tomorrow we'll read 2 stories, but tonight we're just doing 1. Still trying to make it to dinner somewhere because I don't know how late Cracker Barrel is open. So anyway, Unschooled, and it's by Alan Wood. And we're on chapter 6, and it's titled Lily. And it has a unicorn. We've been reading about George and Lily, and they're spirit team captains, and they're going to get points to win a prize for Spirit Week if you haven't been watching. So let's see what happens next. I don't know why George feels his team has a chance to beat my team this week. He seems to think I can't even organize my lunch, which, by the way, I did today all by myself. A cheese sandwich and some cookies and a bag of chips. I forgot the fruit, but so what? Fruit is overrated. Ooh, but I like bananas and strawberries and kiwi fruit, and I like grapes. Oh, I like red grapes and I like white grapes. Oh, but I diverse. I didn't diverse. I dwindled off somewhere. Fruit is overrated. I digress. That's the word. Diverse means when people are different, and George and Lily couldn't be more different. Lily is an absolute mess, and George is so meticulous and pressed. He'll probably wear a suit like his father to his job, and he's so organized he takes notes at the school assembly. I'm telling you, they could not be more diverse if they tried. Oh, on Friday, Principal Klein gave George and me a list of the events planned for the week so we could prepare, and I read it over during the weekend. Or at least I read most of it because I was busy doing other stuff. Well, I bet you George read it, and I bet he didn't get too busy doing other stuff before he read every last word. Mom bought me some new clothes and I made a totally incredible penguin, except I didn't finish its beak or feet. She has a lot of things with only one leg. And there's a state capitol building out there somewhere she made for George. It doesn't have a top. The bottom looks just like the U.S. Capitol building. But George said there's not even a top on that thing. She gets busy doing something else. And she is out there doing her thing. Today, Monday, is Twin Day. And Team Red has this contest wrapped up like a cozy blanket because it turns out, organizing, I am an organizing queen. Queen, that is Queeen, an organizing queen. That's what Lily says about herself. Even if George doesn't think I am, Saturday morning I called Sarah and she was going to test Grace. She gonna test her patience or what? She gonna text Grace. She not gonna test her. She know not to test Grace. I roll down. Don't test Grace. Whatever you do, don't do it. Who was going to text a few other people, and then Aisha volunteered to call a few kids from class, and so I'm sure someone reminded everyone somehow. There is no way Team Blue can match our matches. Aisha and I are twins today. I wasn't even trying to figure this out. It wasn't easy figuring out what clothes made sense since she wears sweats and team jerseys almost every day, and I don't play sports like she does. But we both have red sweaters, so we wore those, and that's perfect because we're Team Red. Well, I wore my red sweater last Monday, and it's still in the wash, so I'll be wearing my red sweater on that day because I wore it Monday. It seems like a week ago, but it was really only a few days. I own 2 of the same scarves because I thought I lost mine last year, but I found it under my bed. Almost lost an arm. Most of these things aren't in this book. I'm adding things for dramatic effect. I hope I didn't lose anyone. Mom had already bought me a new one, so we're wearing the new. Aisha also bought 2 silly straw hats. They bought 2 silly straw hats. You see why I'm wearing a hat? You see what I did there? Hat. They bought 2 silly straw hats at the party store yesterday. I haven't seen Aisha yet this morning, but she came over to my house last night and we swapped clothes. We will look fantastic together. It feels a little being Aisha's twin, since I always thought George and I would be twins today. He has these goofy orange beanies, and I figured we could wear those. And we were going to buy matching shirts, but twins with someone with the other team, obviously. That sounds like a Go Vols kind of vibe there around where I live. Mom dropped me off early at school today. Every mom, not every mom, but every Monday morning, I eat breakfast at school because she has to leave early for work, and George comes early too because his mom and my mom work together. I'm losing my silly hat. As soon as I enter the cafeteria, I look for George. I can't wait to see his face when he realizes Twin Day is Team Red Day. I don't feel quite as confident after I look around. It's like I'm seeing double and not just Team Red double, because every 5th grader I see has a twin. 2 lunch ladies are dressed alike too. They wear pirate hats and eye patches. Arr! My stomach sinks. I should have known Team Blue would be ready. If I'm an organizing queen, George is like the note-taking and organizing king of the universe. Noah says the special prize is a road trip to the Grand Canyon. Just says that's not true. It's probably not true. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not true. Aisha says that it's not true that the winning team gets to go to a soccer game or a baseball game or a track meet or some sort of sporting event, but she can't remember what. Either way, we would miss school, so we have to win. If we go to the Grand Canyon, I'll spend my entire time writing postcards to George, bragging about how great our team was and that I'm having the best time ever. Well, maybe that would be a little mean. I'll end every postcard with a big "I miss you" and a smiley face because I would miss having my best friend with me. I pay for my orange juice, milk, and bananas. I thank the lunch lady who says, "Arr, you sure that's all you want?" in a good pirate growl. I tell her that I'm sure, and then I look around for George. He's sitting with Luke at a table in the middle of the room. They both wear extra large yellow shirts with gorgeous goofy orange beanies. I feel a twinge hurt. That was supposed to be me in the orange beanie and not Luke. Part of me wants to ignore George because the beanie was my idea in the first place. But I look down at my wrist and see my friendship bracelet. Friendship is way more important than beanies, and Team George and Lily is more important than anything. Of course, I know that already, but the bracelet is a nice reminder. I'll walk over to George, wish him good luck, congratulate him on his great organizing skills, and of course, mention how mine are just as good. She's going to mention that some of hers are just as good. Her ideas. And then we'll eat breakfast together. Then there's no reason today shouldn't be like every other Monday. Just thinking of sitting with George makes me feel good. Grace waves to me, walking over. She wears giant plastic glasses and a red tee says, "Team Red is fabulous." And in smaller letters, "Team Blue stinks." Sarah and I made these last night. "Awesome sauce," I say. She points to a table in the far corner of the lunchroom, which is where she usually eats. "Let's sit over there and have breakfast." Sarah and I were talking while we made these shirts last night. We have some ideas on how we can win. "Like what?" I ask. "I can't tell you here." She looks right and left and then left and right, and then she whispers, "Someone might be listening." Listening to it. Secrets. She fluffs her hair and smirks. George sees me and waves, and I smile back. Grace has never asked me to eat breakfast with her before. She and Sarah usually eat by themselves, and it would be nice to eat with her and hear about her secret plans. But I guess they can wait until later. I need to sit with George. I always do. "But he's on blue," Grace says with a look of horror spreading across her face. "He's just George." I weave past a group of third graders to join my best friend. "Hey, George," I call out. "Nice out." I never say fit and outfit, which is what I wanted to say. George stands up as I approach him, and I guess I'm not expecting him to stand up, so I stutter step, and I don't know where that leg came from, but my foot